your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. NordVPN.com. That's NORDVPN.com. It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator.
Introducing Bark in the Belly Premium Dog Food. 100% of profits go to help dogs in need.
Over 30% of adults struggle with chronic foot and joint pain, and many face mobility limitations as they age. But a revolutionary Comfort First slipper has taken the wellness world by storm. Try Cloud Slides and feel you are walking on the clouds. Cloud Slides.
Here on the Wicked Boston Show, Rogue Media Sports Network, your host, Cam Stuart, Zach Burke behind the glass, keeping us on the air 5 days a week, live at noon Eastern time on YouTube, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. It is your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio right here on the Wicked Boston Show. Well, this has become all the more interesting, even in the intro of our show, because what we're going to start today off with was Stefon Diggs. And what is the latest on this case? You know, he's facing now felony strangulation cases, misdemeanor assault charges. What is going to become of that? Is he going to be suspended? Well, now, literally, as we're preparing and getting on the air, there's another Patriot in the news. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about other things during the show. We're going to have Sam LaFrance of the Hardwood Houdini coming on to talk the Celtics. And we're going to have our Weird Wednesday segment with the weirdest sports stories of the week. But it probably can't get weirder than this. Yesterday, we had the breaking news of Stefon Diggs being charged with felony strangulation, misdemeanor assault for something against his personal chef. And literally, as we're getting ready to do the show about that topic, we have another report from WCVB, that's Channel 5 here in Boston. New England Patriots defensive tackle Christian Barmore is facing a domestic assault charge, according to court documents through the Attleboro District Court. I mean, it just keeps getting worse. We're sitting here wondering if Stefon Diggs is going to be able to play. And now we're going to have to wonder if he and Christian Barmore are going to be able to play. This is like very new breaking as we're on the air live on YouTube. So I'm going to pull from the WCVB story, which was the first one to have it. Victim claimed Barmore grabbed her by the shirt, quote, in the area of the neck, end quote, as she tried to get up, but eventually let her go. This was apparently on December 4th. Criminal complaint issued on December 16th, and Barmore scheduled to be arraigned on February 3rd. Stefon Diggs is January 23rd. That's 2 days before the AFC Championship game. Christian Barmore, 5 days before the Super Bowl. The Patriots have yet to comment at just afternoon Eastern time. This is crazy. Mike Vrabel is going to talk to the media in about an hour, and I'm guessing it's not going to have a lot to do with the Miami Dolphins this week, because now you've got Christian Barmore in the mix of this. And these are two, like, I know we have to look at it kind of from a football standpoint. These are two very important players for the New England Patriots as they are about to head to their first postseason in 4 years. This is just getting crazier and crazier. And what you're going to have from the NFL standpoint is some really bad optics in the next couple of weeks. And I'll tell you why. Because at least for the Stefon Diggs stuff that we've heard in the last 24 hours, he's going to play. I have a good feeling he's going to play. You know, he could go on the commissioner exempt list, which we saw with Jabril Peppers last year. When those charges came out, not a lot came out of it in the courtroom proceedings, but he wasn't playing because he was on the commissioner exempt list. You take a player like Stefon Diggs and you do this a week before the playoffs, and I know, like, I think some things are bigger than that, but, like, let's look at how the NFL operates. The Patriots' number one receiver is probably not going to be suspended for a playoff game unless we see some evidence. And they'll all get their day in court. But I'm talking about, like, unless some photo or video surfaces and leaks and gets all over social media and causes this major uproar online, these guys are going to play. And I know some of you are probably thinking, why isn't it causing an uproar right now? Because we don't know anything. We don't know anything yet. And when you look back at kind of there's, unfortunately, there are stories like these every year, right? Every year with star players, JAG players, sometimes practice squad players, right? There's always stories around the NFL, like this Christian Barmore one, like the Stefon Diggs one. It doesn't make it good. It doesn't make it acceptable. I'm just saying we see it all the time. But the ones that you remember from the star players who got suspended was because something like that came out. With Adrian Peterson, there were pictures with his kid. With Ray Rice, there was a very disturbing video that was all over the internet. With Stefon Diggs, I know it's early in the process, but we don't have that yet. And unless something comes out, then we're probably not going to see a Stefon Diggs suspension, whether you agree with that or not. And look, I mean, we're towing a line here legally, but even if a picture comes out with Ray Rice, it was a video. There was no denying what he did. If a picture comes out, Stefon Diggs could still be innocent, but it's going to cause more of an uproar. I think Tommy Curran, who covers the Patriots, actually put it perfectly yesterday with someone like Rashee Rice, Adrian Peterson. When something comes out, a video or a picture, you then see these guys on the field and it makes your stomach turn. Like, oh, this isn't right. This guy shouldn't be out there. We saw this. We saw the effects of this. With Stefon Diggs, we don't have that. And if you're looking at it from the NFL offices and you're Roger Goodell, you're thinking, it's as morbid as it sounds, until we get something that makes our stomach turn before a day in court, they're not going to put him on the commissioner exempt list. They're not going to. So I guess that's good news for Patriots fans. I mean, right, from a football standpoint, it is. And we don't know if Stefon or Christian Barmore are actually guilty, but it's wild and it's bizarre that these are both coming in within 24 hours of each other. Obviously at an inopportune time of the season, but there's no opportune time for something like this to be thrown out there, right? Like, it's brutal. It's a terrible look for the Patriots. I'm hoping for everyone's sake that both these guys are innocent, but they're going to have their day in court. And until then, I have a feeling they're going to be playing for the New England Patriots in the playoffs. It's just my read on the situation. And from what we have seen in the past from these kinds of situations, like, unless something grotesque or morbid or something that you don't want to see on your Twitter timeline comes across your Twitter timeline, they're probably going to play. And I know for a lot of Patriots fans, that's top of mind here. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Are these guys going to play? They deserve their day in court. So are they going to play until then? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Of course, we come at you live on YouTube every weekday, noon Eastern time. And then we're available wherever you get your podcasts as well. Your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio. It is right here on the Wicked Boston Show. And trying to see if we're getting anything more here. It seems to be just going off this report. Who was it? Was it Membu who did the dirty play on Christian Barmore in the game on Sunday? He might be feeling a little bit better about himself after, jumping on a guy's back after the whistle. 15 yards behind the play. Might be feeling a little bit better about himself with this report coming out. But one last thing to mention with that. The thing that is kind of getting people in a tizzy is the statement the Patriots put out yesterday about Stefon Diggs, because they said right in the middle, we stand by Stefon. I'm all for an employer, giving the benefit of the doubt to their employee until they get their day in court. But to publicly put that out there, we stand by Stefon, before any of us really know what's happening here, is a bold move. It is a bold move, Cotton. And if it doesn't pay off for the Patriots, it's going to look bad for any future situations like this, because there will be future situations like this. As much as that sucks, there will be. It happens all around the NFL far too much. We see it every year. It's a problem in the league. And right now, it's looking like a big-time Patriots problem. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Whew, it's been a weird 24 hours. Weird 24 hours around that facility. And certainly one of Mike Vrabel's 4 pillars of make good decisions isn't exactly happening. When there's smoke, there's probably some fire. Let's get a little bit lighter. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Celtics, man. The Celtics have been good, and no one thought that was going to be the case going into this season. So we need to find out, why are they good? Well, that's why we're bringing on our next guest. Sam LaFrance of Hardwood Houdini is going to join us to talk Celtics, to talk Jaylen Brown, and maybe even some Jayson Tatum. That's coming up next on the Wicked Boston Show.
Hi, I'm Mitch, the co-founder of Cake, a sexual health and wellness company designed for today and designed for you. Yes, you. The entire product line can be found at hellocake.com, and it's also available in every Walmart near you.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
With San, owning iconic furniture no longer requires paying a premium. With over 15,000 satisfied customers worldwide, we've proven that high-quality furniture doesn't have to come with a high price tag. Explore our collection today at san.com.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on their screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
Samsonite is the world leader in durable, high-quality luggage and travel accessories. Travel with Samsonite and pack confidence every step of the way. Shop now at shop.samsonite.com. Samsonite. We offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at bizchair.com to transform your business. Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Back here on the Wicked Boston Show, Rogue Media Sports Network. Your host, Cam Stewart, here. Zach Burke behind the glass, keeping us on the air, live on YouTube 5 days a week, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. I have to admit something. I have not talked about the Celtics as much as I should have on this show this year. And I've been watching them, and it's been fun. And suddenly you look up, and it's New Year's, and they're 20-12, and they're third in the Eastern Conference, and you're wondering, how in the hell did we get here without Jayson Tatum? Well, our next guest surely has the answer to that. Let's bring on Sam LaFrance of Hardwood Houdini, How About Them Celtics podcast, and a self-proclaimed generational hater. Sam, I got to start with this. I mean, let's start with the basic question. No Jayson Tatum. How are the Celtics third in the East, 20-12? How are they this good?
Well, the easiest answer is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's been incredible this season. He's playing at an all-NBA first-team type level. He's averaging almost 30 points a game. And we all knew going into the season Jaylen was going to have to do more. His role was going to increase without Jayson Tatum. Opposing defenses were going to pay more attention to him every game. And with that circumstance, with the added opportunity, Jaylen's taking a career high in shots. He's taking 21.4 a game, and he's shooting a career high from the field at 50.5%. He is dominant every time he has the ball. If you watch these games, Jaylen is playing Jaylen ball. He gets the ball. He gets to his spots. He's stronger than everybody, and defenses really don't have a great answer for him to this point. So he is like the number one reason the Celtics are playing this well. The number two reason is probably Joe Mazzulla, because Joe Mazzulla does a great job of maximizing just about everybody's abilities on this team. You can even go back like these last couple of seasons when they bring in Drew Holiday, they bring in Kristaps Porzingis. Mazzulla is kind of tasked with, how do I make these guys work well in this system? How do they get the most out of them in this team? And now he's doing that with guys like Jordan Walsh, Hugo Gonzalez, Neemias Queta, who's had to be a starting center after not really playing, accidentally became important at work kind of guy. And their roster just really seems to work well together because they're buying into whatever Joe is selling. So, you know, through 32 games now, through heading into 2026, this is a really, really fun team to watch every single night. The lack of expectations on the roster and like not having to be like, man, if they lose tonight, they're a real failure. You're just kind of enjoying the ride, makes it that much more fun to watch them night in, night out.
So you're telling me Joe Mazzulla can coach? Because I have heard quite a lot to the contrary, Sam. You're telling me Joe Mazzulla can coach?
Joe Mazzulla's always been able to coach. And the funny thing about this is people kind of got it in their head that he couldn't coach when they lose to Miami in 2023. Probably shouldn't have lost that series. Shouldn't have went down 0-3. But the reality is partly the reason why the 23-24 team hit the ground running so quickly, like people forget, Drew Holiday joined the team in training camp.
Yeah.
He was not here in the summer. That was a quick turnaround. I don't think they knew that was going to happen. Missoula probably spent the entire summer game planning and scheming for the team he thought he was going to have. Then all of a sudden, the roster's different. Rob Williams is gone. Malcolm Brogdon's gone. Drew Holiday's here. That team immediately buys into everything he's selling. He is a tremendous leader of men. And I think when you have so many moving parts, it's important to have somebody who's going to get players to buy in, not to mention the attention to detail he really pays in terms of winning the margins. Like one thing he's consistently stressed since taking the job is just that, winning the margins. And this year, even when they started this season kind of slow, right? Like they lose to the Jazz. It's a disappointing loss at TD Garden. They actually just beat them yesterday. And you're looking at it, man, they're like middle of the pack in terms of net rating, but they can't shoot threes right now. Peyton Pritchard and Derek White couldn't hit the ocean to start the season, and they couldn't grab a rebound. Yet they're still hanging in the middle of the pack in their net rating. Their advanced stats say that they're a pretty decent team, and you're asking yourself why. Well, if you're not succeeding at all of the factors and you're not the most talented team, then you have to give yourself the most opportunities you can to succeed. And what they've done to do that is they take care of the ball better than any team in the NBA. They average the fewest turnovers per game. And for a while there, they were turning teams over pretty much ad nauseum. And because of that, they're taking more shots than their opponents each night. So they just have more chances to put the ball in the basket. And when all of the maths, it usually translates to wins for the Celtics.
And it has so far. And as you said earlier, Jaylen Brown is a huge part of that. Let's talk Jaylen Brown with Sam LaFrance of Hardwood Houdini here talking Celtics. But, I mean, the numbers have been incredible, just a shade under 30 points a game. He just tied Larry Bird's Celtics record with 9 straight 30-point games, came to an end last night. But he's been excellent. You know, Eastern Conference Player of the Week twice in the month of December. And obviously the MVP talk with the NBA is always going to be around like 2 or 3 different guys every year, right? This year, I SGA, obviously defending champ, Luka Doncic, Wemby. But does Jaylen Brown deserve to be in that MVP conversation with what he's doing with the Celtics this year?
The MVP conversation is always funny to me because the MVP conversation is never real. Like there's usually like 1 or 2 guys that can actually win the MVP award. And like, sadly, well, I'll do the inverse to this too, but like, sadly for Jaylen, it just feels like he's on the outside of that. But with that being said, the way the NBA works now, where you have to play 65 games to be considered for major awards, the conversation, I suppose, does stretch out a little deeper where, okay, well, Jokic just hyperextended his knee, so that's one MVP level guy that's going to miss some time. Luka's missed some time this year. Don't think Shai's missed many games so far, so he's got a pretty solid foundation to start the year. And then Jaylen also has not missed very much time other than the very few games they hold him out just to rest him. They say he's sick, but, you know, just resting. The way that he has impacted this team compared to the expectations that were put on them, externally at least, going into the season, can't be praised enough. We talked about the numbers, almost 30 points a game, career high in efficiency. He's shooting the 3 ball well. He doesn't take many bad shots, which is really impressive for somebody who's kind of doing this all for the first time, at least completely on his own. There have been stretches where he takes over even when Jason's healthy and things of that matter, but he doesn't have, and the numbers would tell you this, a concrete second option on a night-to-night basis. Derek White has games where he's great. There was a stretch to start the season where he was not. Same could be said for Peyton Pritchard. Regardless, Jaylen shows up every day. You can rely on his solid almost 30 points a game. You can rely on him not taking you out of the game with bad shots. And he's gotten much better at making his teammates better. He had 10 assists against the Jazz yesterday, averaging not a career high, but one of the best seasons in terms of assists. Oh, no, he is almost a career high. Second, third best of his career. 5 assists a game. Oh, it is a career high. I can't read the damn table. Sorry. He's passing the ball really well. And that says a lot about his growth, and he's seeing the floor.
Yeah.
The Celtics need him to continue this to be the level they're at in the conference. They're third right now, 20-12, as you mentioned. And people here really believe that they can compete with or without Tatum. They've had good wins against good teams without Tatum, with Jaylen leading the way. And at the very least, he should be a first-team All-NBA guy. I think that is undisputable. You can say what you want about the MVP stuff. Guys out there are putting up crazy numbers. I know Shea and Luka do their things on a night-to-night basis, but Jaylen should not be overlooked on a national scale, no.
And you're right. Like, in terms of the way this goes in the NBA, it's just stacked against Jaylen Brown. You know, it's very narrative driven in a lot of ways. And even though this guy's not out there, you know, they think, can we give the MVP to a guy who's second best on his team, even though Tatum's not playing? You know, it's bizarre. You know, I think back to hockey in 2012. Sidney Crosby was out almost the whole season. Evgeny Malkin, like a Jaylen Brown, terrific player, Hall of Fame player, that's also on the team. He ends up winning the MVP. I just don't know if that can happen in the NBA, which is kind of unfortunate because, I mean, you look at the value and where the Celtics are at. I mean, it's tough to argue. You mentioned a couple of the things there that you've seen improvement on from Jaylen Brown. And he's become a more well-rounded player the last 3 or 4 seasons for sure. But what is the most impressive part to you in terms of what he's doing this season without Tatum, whether it's the creating or how this offense flows?
I think it's the creating. Like, seriously, like, he still averages 3.6 turnovers a game. Like, he's not completely careful with the ball, but like, you can expect the turnovers to take a leap when he's just being asked to do that much more. But beyond that, he is completely able to get where he wants to get. And when he gets to the elbow, the free throw line area for a mid-range fadeaway, regardless of how difficult the shot looks, I think it's going to go in every single time. And I feel like that's almost, I don't want to say better than Tatum because it's not fair to say that. Tatum does a lot of things. But I don't know if Tatum has a shot where I'm like, oh, I'm almost certain that's going to go in every single time. At least it's not at the rim. You know, like, I expect a layup to go in. But if the Celtics need a bucket this year and Jaylen gets to that area, I'm not worried at all. And, you know, beyond him, like, Peyton Pritchard is shooting like 64% in the paint outside of the restricted area too. So they have multiple guys who can create this way and get you points when you need them. But yeah, I think his ability to just get to his spots, regardless of the extra attention from the defense, has been the one thing that really impressed me so far.
And obviously the big narrative this season, no Jayson Tatum, but as we've talked about, there's also no Kristaps Porzingis. There's also no Drew Holiday. There's also no Luke Cornett. You know, there's a lot of new faces and new roles on this team. And Jaylen Brown's not the only reason they're sitting there at third in the Eastern Conference and shocking everybody. So outside of, you know, Jaylen taking that step up, what has been or who has been the biggest surprise to you on the Celtics team?
It's like a group of guys. So you have Jordan Walsh, you have Ugo Gonzalez, you have Josh Minot, who was the first of this bunch to really emerge, and even Baylor Shireman. It's like they all pass around the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet to like have good basketball powers like every 2 weeks. And they've all had stretches where you're like, whoa, I didn't expect them to do this season. Like, Walsh emerged as a starter. He had that stretch where he made, I think, 19 of 21 attempts from the field. He was defending some of the other team's best players on a nightly basis. And before he got sick recently, I think he got sick last week and had to miss some time. After he came back from that, he's been a little bit kind of cooled off. But before he got sick, he was looking like, whoa, this is the next best thing. Can't believe this. Like, we were going into the season being like, if Jordan Walsh doesn't show us something this year, he's going to be off the team. This is a make or break year for him. Ugo Gonzalez gets drafted 28th overall in the draft. A lot of us aren't very familiar with him because he played in Spain instead of playing in college. And the expectation is, well, who knows what he's really going to be able to do this season. His summer league performance wasn't like knock your socks off good. Probably going to end up in Maine quite a bit to develop his game. Then the second game of the season, he comes in, guards Jalen Brunson pretty well, and earns a relatively regular rotation spot this year. Like, his usage has been really strange because it's like Joe Mazzulla is messing with him, where he's going to sit him the entire game and then put him in for 3 minutes in the fourth quarter and challenge him to be impactful and chaotic, or he's going to keep him in for the entire second half and see how long his motor lasts, which is what we've seen more recently. Mm-hmm. But all of these guys, nobody expected anything. I didn't even know who Josh Minot was, and it's my job to know who he is before he signed here, right? And he's become one of my favorite players because he plays hard. He's shot the three, as all of these guys have, better than we would have expected him to, and he's shown that he has tools to be an impressive defender. Getting extra defense and shooting from 3 or 4 wings on your team that you didn't expect to get it from is like playing with house money. Not to mention Neemias Queta accidentally becoming important at work and stepping up really well into the starting role. He hasn't been perfect. There are still flaws. Last night, he didn't do a great job in the defensive glass. But going to the season, we didn't know what to think of him. Yeah. He was really inconsistent. He would foul a lot, wasn't disciplined, couldn't finish around the rim in the last couple seasons, and he's been mostly solid as the start of this year, which is all you could ask.
It's been a fun group. It really has. I love watching Ugo play, man. That kid is got a motor, and I can't wait to see kind of what he develops into. Last question for you, Sam. With all the success that we've been talking about and pushing the right buttons for this team and the fact that it's a wide open Eastern Conference, does this accelerate Jayson Tatum's timeline? Do we see him this year if they continue to play this well?
I don't think the success necessarily has a whole lot to do with Tatum's return, right? Anything we've heard from the Celtics and really Tatum himself has been that getting to 100% and being ready to step on the court is the most important piece of all of this. Regardless if the team was playing well, if it wasn't playing well, the number one goal, you don't want to risk re-injury. You have to make sure he's ready to be out there before you ask him to do that. With that being said, I think you could say it accelerates it in the fact that if they were terrible, there would be literally incentive not to put him back out there because you would want to tank and get a better draft pick, which some of us felt could be the case going into the season. Now they're third in the conference, they're 20-12, and they look like they're kind of figuring things out even more as they go on. You're like, if they add him back, they could be a real problem. They probably could win the conference. At least you couldn't count them out of being able to do so. I think it enables them to believe in that a little bit more, if that makes sense. I don't know if it means like he's going to rush back more, but there's less of a chance that they would hold him out even if he was healthy.
Absolutely. I definitely get what you mean. Sam, appreciate you coming on, especially on this holiday, New Year's Eve. Just before we get you out of here, where can the people find your work and keep updated on the Celtics team?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Jack Simone and I are on YouTube every single day at How About Them Celtics. We have the podcast. We put out episodes Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. The other videos come out on the days in between, whether that's a game recap or just something else newsworthy or fun that happened that day. We always have something new, so if you can't get enough Celtics, we have you covered. You can find me writing for Hardwood Houdini, which is a fan-sided site. Jack is there too, so if you like the two of us, we're putting together some decent coverage there. We're credentialed, we're at the games, so it is a little bit more of a reputable source than people may think. And my Twitter's at Sam LaFrance NBA. I just kind of tweet nonsense there, but you can follow it. Thanks for having me on, though. Appreciate it.
Sam, appreciate you coming on. Great stuff as always, and we look forward to having you on the show again soon. If I can learn how to talk, that would be ideal, but we look forward to having you on the show again soon.
Oh, for sure.
There he goes. Sam LaFrance, Hardwood Houdini. How about them Celtics? Does great stuff over there. He and Jack both doing some great work, so check them out. And let me know what you think about this Celtics team. What's been the most surprising part to you? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Of course, we come at you live on YouTube every weekday, noon Eastern time. And then we're available wherever you get your podcasts as well. Your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio, right here on the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart. It's time to get weird. One last Weird Wednesday of 2025. It's coming up next on the Wicked Boston Show. I need another minute here. Because Zach is being betrayed by his own computer. So how about those Celtics, man? If we're being honest, how about those Celtics? Hugo Gonzalez. Zach, do we want to just go right to it? He's having to log out entirely. I was being serious about Hugo Gonzalez, though. That guy is so much fun to watch. Like all the stuff, like all the all the stuff that we saw early in Marcus Smart's career, we're seeing with Hugo Gonzalez right now, which to me is so impressive. You know, Marcus Smart was taken 6th in the draft. Hugo Gonzalez is taken 28th. And, you know, I was talking about this with a friend the other day of like, is it crazy to think that he'll become Marcus Smart? And my friend was like, that's a lot to ask. I was like, is it? Like, he won Defensive Player of the Year. Like, you could do that as a guard again. So like, I don't think it's that crazy a thing to shoot for that he can become Marcus Smart. But let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. We are now ready to take the ad break. And when we come back, we are going to get weird on a Weird Wednesday on the Wicked Boston Show.
Holiday football has arrived. With DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, the unexpected can turn game day into payday. And don't forget, DraftKings has your back with early exit. If your player goes down in the first half, you still get paid in cash. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code CAMSHOW. That's code CAMSHOW. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 8887-897777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through for wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio limited time offer.
Circulon C1 Series Clad with Scratch Defense Non-Stick. Maximize cooking, minimize cleaning. Discover the unmatched durability and elegance scratch-free, worry-free, forever.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
Send money abroad in just a few steps with Remitly. Sign up with your email, enter an amount, choose how your loved ones receive the money, enter your recipient's information, select a payment method, hit send, and relax. Download the Remitly app today.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. That's INTERNXT.com today.
Welcome to Market XLS, your all-in-one Excel solution for investors. Designed as an enterprise-grade platform, Market XLS caters to investment managers, secure and efficient investment management and research. Book your free demo.
What if you could clean clean? With bio-based formulas and deep cleaning enzymes. No dyes, phthalates, or mystery ingredients. Just powerful pods for your dishes and laundry. Now you can, with drops made clean, made to clean.
Back here, Wicked Boston Show, Rogue Media Sports Network, coming at you live on YouTube every weekday noon Eastern time, and then available wherever you get your podcasts as well. We've talked Stefon Diggs and Christian Barmore, which is no laughing matter. We've also talked about the Boston Celtics and their surprise start. Special thanks to Sam LaFrance for coming on. That was some great breakdown, getting you caught up on the Celtics. Now we get weird. That's where it's a little bit lighter. Now we get weird. Zach Burke, come on down. Come on down. This is a terrific end to Zach's Wednesday.
Yeah, this is a great way for us to end the 2025 with me just not being able to get anything working on the show at all. You threw it to break, and I went to go play commercial, and it just froze. Like I couldn't scroll. Yeah. I couldn't do anything. And then I just forgot to bring you back on when we came back from break. So that's just great. Right.
That does happen. I don't want to say a lot, but it's mostly happened like right before we go on the show when that's happened.
And I'm like,
it's
and I
bound
noticed
to happen in the middle of the show at some point.
it was. Well, so what it is I'm going to just peel back. Sometimes with the break between commercials, I have to do it as two different things. And I don't want you just randomly pop up for 3 seconds in between there of you like taking a drink of water. So I usually take you off when I do that. And then I just forgot to put you back. So,
well, now weird can be accepted because it is time for Weird Wednesday, where we give the weirdest sports stories of the week. Well, really, Zach gives it to me. Clip that. Zach, it's the last Wednesday of 2025.
It is the last Wednesday of 2025. Oh, I hope it is. Well,
2025.
Here's the thing is with it being a holiday week, I felt like there were actually less stories for me to find. I mean, I could have gone into there was the Chiefs staffer on Christmas Day. I don't know if you saw this, their game, the Prime cameras tried to follow Travis Kelce into the locker room, and the Chiefs staffer just essentially stepped in front of him and wouldn't let him go by. He's like, nope, you can't do this. Yeah, they got into a little tit for tat, but there was nothing really in the NFL.
Suck, by the way, like the Chiefs are so bad, and Mahomes isn't even playing, and they're all like, oh, fuck, we still got to play on Christmas.
I think that this is probably Kelsey's last year then too, right? It
probably last year should have been his last year. He's done. Sure. Like he's washed, man. He's old. He's like 35. There's no problem with that. This
younger than me.
I heard this. Well, I heard this. This brought up a little bit last week, and I'm gonna ask you about this before giving my opinion. How do you feel about like more sports than ever being on Christmas Day? With so many NBA games and the 3 NFL games.
So this was another story that I thought about bringing up, because while there has been news in all the sports, as you've been chock full today, it's not all been like weird or like, funny stuff for us to talk about. One of the things though was that Charles Barkley went on a little bit of a rant, and it ties into this, which is why I'm doing, of where he feels like the NFL is encroaching on the NBA's territory by having Christmas Day games, which you can argue how you want to, but when I think of like sports being played there, I usually think, well, there's not even really college football bowl games. That's more going to be tomorrow for New Year's Day. So I do usually think basketball more than anything. I don't like that football used to be Sunday, Monday, NFL. That's what it starts in the morning all the way through Sunday night, and then Monday Night Football. And then they threw in Thursday night, and I was kind of okay with that, but it was like a little out of there, but still. These Friday night games, these Saturday night games, I get why they're doing it. Obviously, they think people are home for Christmas, but I don't want it. I don't care. Like, that's the thing that I forgot. The Texans played the Chargers on a Saturday. And like, I watched it just because I had nothing else to do. But if in years past, I'd probably be doing Christmas, I wouldn't care. Like, I just don't feel the need for there to be NFL football every single night of the week.
Yeah. So I've had a take on this. I've talked about it with a few people this week, like, through Christmas and New Year's festivities, and people have been surprised at my answer of like, bro, I wouldn't give a shit if you don't put any sports at all on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't watch a second of sports on Christmas this year. I didn't. I was with a family that doesn't really watch sports, but like I'm like I do this every day. I'm a sicko. It's the only hobby I have. It's the only thing I care about. It's the only thing I can hold a conversation about. And yet I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck if anybody plays on Christmas. Like I don't and if the Celtics are playing on Christmas, I'll probably watch a bit of that. Like that's it. I don't care about the other games. I don't care about a meaningless NFL game. Like I do not care, man. There's not like Thanksgiving, you're with people too, and I get it. There's no Thanksgiving movies I could be watching instead. Like there is on Christmas. It's just like, bro, if you want to have one day on the calendar where there's no sports, that's fine, man. Like there's no clamoring for more sports on Christmas.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there. I mean, my basketball team did play in prime time against the Lakers on Christmas Day, and I watched zero of it because, again, I don't really like. It's time for other things going on. It's just like, why do we need to make a Black Friday football game? It's just it's unnecessary. I in my opinion, but I get why they do it. It's all about making money. That's what it all comes down
Yeah,
to.
it's
But I
just all
completely
saturated market, or unsaturated, no competition.
Yeah.
Get more networks. Like that's why Thursday night will never die. Thursday Night Football, because it's another network, even though nobody likes it. You know, it doesn't draw strong ratings. I mean, stronger than most things, I guess. Teams hate it. Schedule makers hate it. So anyway,
I'm with you.
Is there anything weird? Is there anything
Yeah,
weird we can get to?
yeah. So let me get to some weird stuff that I do think is weird now. Let's do this one by itself, just because it's the only one. And granted, the Major League Baseball season has been over for a while, but I thought this would be nice to bring up and talk about as we are going into the new year. 2025 was the first year, and you might have known this already, in 20 years since 2005 that we had a whole baseball season without a no-hitter.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So it is the only, I was trying to figure out where it's like only the 18th time in the history of the entire league that there's been a season without one.
Interesting. You know, because I remember a time where there used to be like one of those a year. And we've kind of gotten back to that, but you'll remember like the early 2010s, it just went nuts. We just started having like 5 a year. We had perfect games every year. When was the last perfect game in baseball?
I think the average number, I had to find the stat here. The average number of no-hitters per season from 2001 to 2005 was 3.1 per season.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Even then, like, I mean, the Red Sox have not had one in 17 years, going on 18 this May. That's kind of wild.
That is. Also, to add to that, though, I believe the Cubs are the longest team to go without getting no hit. It's only happened twice in the career of the Cubs. I found reading this article, which is pretty weird, are pretty interesting. One, Sandy Koufax no hitter against the Dodgers.
Checks
and
out.
the other one was 2015 against Cole Hamels. Was the last time the Cubs were no hit. But
Red Sox have been no hit more recently than then. They got no hit in 2018, which is kind of funny because that's far and away the best Red Sox team ever, just loaded. They won the World Series. It was the first time in 25 years they had been
nice. Here was the thing. It was the first year since 2005 and just the 5th year without a no in the divisional area since 1969.
Interesting.
Yep. So I thought that was a nice little tidbit to throw in there.
A little weird.
Yeah, a little weird. Let's keep weird. What if we go to hockey? Now, in a game that was played on Saturday, I found it weird. A little matchup between the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. You know, two teams we absolutely love.
And love each other.
Yeah, and love each other. Well, that's the thing, is both teams combined to commit a total of 45 penalties.
Whoo! Good old-fashioned hockey, old-time hockey. That's what you get in Florida.
26 by the Bay, 19 by the Panthers. No NFL regular season game has had more penalties since 2011. When you want to guess the two teams, it was 65 penalties. But you want to take a crack at the two teams.
Okay, so you're saying NHL. Gotcha.
NHL. Sorry,
you did say NFL in there.
I did.
That's kind of a cool thing.
My bad. No,
2011
NHL.
Was it February of 2011? Does it give you that?
It was February.
Okay, yeah, that would be the Bruins and the Canadiens. February the 8th.
That's not the one it lists.
It's not it.
February 11th, the Islanders and the Penguins.
That was rude. That was rude. Sorry. You knew that I knew that February game between the Bruins and the Habs had that line brawl and the goalie fight, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to trick them.
I'm just going to
trick them by throwing in a Metro, now a Metro division rivalry there. The Penguins and the Islanders. That's back when men were men.
And they, committed 65 penalties in a game.
Hell yeah, dude.
This is 65. This is another quick one, and I know that other NFL. See, I keep doing that. Other NHL fans have probably known this for a while, especially if you're an Oilers fan, probably. But he came out and admitted it himself. Did you know that Connor McDavid has a phobia against ketchup?
I had heard these rumors.
Yes.
I had heard these rumors, and you know what? I stand with Connor McDavid on this.
Oh, you're not a big ketchup guy?
Strong, but I do not like ketchup. I don't.
It's to the point. His wife's
condiments don't really do anything for him.
His wife said that like he won't get it out of the fridge for her and take it to he Bottle, nothing. Does not like it. He finds
So
it.
that tells me. So Connor seems like a very humble, obviously very quiet, very awkward guy. That sounds to me like someone who just doesn't like ketchup. And this is where he exercises the fact that he's the best hockey player on the planet.
Well,
like, fuck it. I'm not even touching
it. Well, he did come out and say he was on the Sportsnet show. Oh, Sportsnet After Hours. And they asked him about it, and he told them that it stems from childhood and that his brother's the same way, that neither of them will.
Oh no.
So yeah.
That sounds like the start of a friggin' true crime thing or some Netflix thing. Started as a child, has a phobia of it.
Yeah,
that makes me wonder what the ketchup did to him.
Well, he didn't explain. They asked him, and he was like, I don't know what causes it. It is a little bit.
All right. That's not funny. But it does, like, as we know on the show, I'm a super picky eater. And like when people try and get me to like more adult things, I'm just like, bro, what do you want me to do? And like Grace will try and get me to eat this thing that she made and she slaved over and she knows I don't fucking like. And I'll be like, man, this is why I'm an adult, though. Like, this is what I was looking forward to as an adult. I don't have to eat the food I don't want to fucking eat. And that's Connor McDavid. This is what I worked all these years for.
This is why I became one of the greatest hockey players of all time.
So that I didn't have to eat ketchup or even fetch you ketchup.
Exactly.
I kind of like I'm with Connor there.
The last thing I have, I put it in here because I think, and I didn't realize this, that I can tell who I want to be the quarterback of my franchise by honestly 15 to 30 second shorts on YouTube. Now, let me explain a little bit as I have my notepad because I wrote it down. So I had it here. Fanatics, who makes all the great baseball jerseys you could ever want. They have this thing where players will come and sign like different, helmets, jerseys, caps. They do it for all sports, but the ones that I keep seeing here lately on my YouTube Shorts feed are football players. And they'll ask them a bunch of different questions. The one that I've been catching here, and I thought you would appreciate, is what is your jersey Mount Rushmore? Okay. Pretty, and you can tell, I think the people who get the assignment, I can just tell in a way I feel like are more suitable as quarterbacks. And I'll explain here in a second because I have a comparison of where it made me step back and realize, oh, that is something so little, but explains so much then. Jackson Dart was one of the ones that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked him his jersey Mount Rushmore, which took him 15 seconds. Michael Jordan.
Okay.
He didn't specify. They just threw up with it. But so the Bulls Jordan, Lakers Kobe, Patriots Brady, and then his wild card, his third one, Babe Ruth. Because yes, I believe any 22-year-old when they tell me that a Babe Ruth jersey is on my Mount Rushmore.
He's rocking that Babe Ruth joint.
No way in hell. He added it.
That sounds like that is like literally asking AI. Like, what would your jerseys be?
That is what it sounds like. It's just
Jordan,
all
Kobe, Brady, Ruth.
Okay.
The Bulls are the least popular team on that. What I mean? Like Lakers, Yankees, Patriots.
Essentially. And so I watched it. I'm like, oh, well, that was okay. And I just thought I don't know. I expected something more. I don't know why. Maybe it's wrong of me to think that if these players, for the most part, get to that level, that there's some sports fandom in there. Like there's more than just like
some,
And so I was kind of just taken aback and I was like, well, that sucks for New York. I mean, I don't know. I shit you not. A couple minutes later, I got the same kind of video from a completely different quarterback that told me, because I can see it out on the field too, of like, okay, maybe there is some correlation between like how much ball guys know, even when it's not their sport, and how well they do out there on the field.
Okay.
This person had honorable mentions. Their honorable mentions was the red D Wade jersey, Heat jersey. The black
one that I got as a young man.
The black early 2000s Allen Iverson Philly jersey.
Oof.
And then a Steph Curry jersey. They went Davidson first. because they like the red, and they're like, oh, the blue doesn't look bad either. But they came in with the Steph Davidson jersey, all for honorable mention. And then they came with the Mount Rushmore. Team USA LeBron. But it's an original answer. I can get behind and be like, oh, okay, I get that.
Patriot.
Michael Jordan again.
Okay.
Which, again, that's fine. The Bulls Jordan, it is classic. Bird, because Boston, shout out to Boston. Got to have me some Larry Bird. And then the high school, Lola Marion, Kobe Bryant, Maroon 33. And I looked at that and I was like, that is one damn good Mount Rushmore. That is a guy who knows ball. That might be why the Patriots are AFC East champs and the New York Giants are fighting for that number 1 overall pick. My goodness, Drake May. That was a hell of a list, man.
It's a good list. I will say this. You could say shout out Boston, but to then have a LeBron one and a Kobe one.
But he made sure to go Team USA and then high school too, which is kind of.
Yeah. Philly high school.
That's true too.
I'm going to parse through this here. I'm going to pick it apart. I mean, clearly Drake.
There's no Babe Ruth at least though.
Yeah, no Babe Ruth. That's good. Could you imagine if he was
it's
like,
just don't lie like that.
Could you imagine if he was like Chris Knuckles Nyland, 1989 Montreal Canadiens jersey?
Oh, I would have loved that, man.
Like ripping just like the deepest cuts. He's like the deepest Boston enemy cuts. He's like he's like Ken Dryden Cornell jersey. Like, you know, it would be really funny. It would be really funny.
So I do think there's a correlation, at least from what I can able to see on the field.
Mets jersey. That would be
I still love that, even though it's a bunch of bullshit. I still love that Mookie quote about the dinosaurs when he's in a hitting slump. I know they came out, and I think it was the Post who did that. That was like, it was an April Fool's joke when they came out with all of them. But I still love seeing that from time to time of like, whenever I'm not doing bad, I think remind myself they were dinosaurs. And, you know, I love that. But anyway.
Good stuff. It's weird. It's a weird guy.
Very weird. All right.
What's your Mount Rushmore of Mookies?
Mookie Blaylock.
Yeah.
Mookie, no. I think those are the only 2 Mookies I know.
I was gonna say this should be easy. I only know 4 Mookies.
Oh, Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts.
Okay. Yeah. And then we did. Then who does that leave? We did Mookie Wilson. We did Mookie Betts. We did Mookie Blaylock. Who's the 4th Mookie?
Spike Lee's character in Do the Right Thing.
Fair enough.
Don't know his last name.
That counts. Last name. That counts.
And even still, great movie. Spike Lee was not. It does not have the acting chops, as we well know by this point. It was not a great acting performance by him, but it's a great directorial performance for Spike Lee there. So that's my Mount Rushmore of Mookies.
Okay.
In case you were wondering.
I'm looking to see if there is another Mookie that we have forgotten, but I think we have listed the only 3 Mookies that are in sports, like, you know, actually played.
Can I name a kid Mookie?
You could name your kid whatever you wanted to, essentially.
Well, I don't think you can name him like Adolf. I think that's
maybe if you were German.
Even still, I don't want to do that. Mookie, I'll put that on the list.
Mookie might work.
Hey Zach, next time we're here.
Yeah.
Next year.
Ooh.
Next week.
Yeah.
And next year. So I hope you have a good New Year, man.
I hope you do too, sir. Don't get up to too much fun tonight. If you want to send me like, you know, hockey documentaries you're watching at 1 a.m, that's fine too.
Dude, that was good, wasn't it?
That was good.
When I said to you last night, this
really
guy
good.
just keeps appearing. Yeah, I'm doing the party tonight. I really now wish I had just hosted it. It's at my sister's house. It's about 35 minutes away, which is horrible because we'll have to take an Uber back after midnight, and it's probably going to be like $200.
Yeah.
So anyway, that'll be fun. Thanks, Zach. Thank you guys. We'll see you on Monday after the new year. We'll talk Patriots playoffs and hopefully no more domestic charges against any of the players. We'll see you then on the Wicked Boston Show.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels. Visit OpenGOAAALUSA.com and elevate your training today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.